Welcome back to Casual in the Kitchen. Tonight we're gonna make chicken and waffles, which I've only actually had once in my entire life, and I've also only fried chicken once in my entire life. I really love this recipe because it has a little bit more protein than the standard chicken and waffles. And we also sub out some of the dairy, which I like and prefer. Okay, so unlike the last recipe, this definitely calls for a little bit more ingredients, but honestly it's mostly stuff that pretty much everybody has at home. Except for this, which you probably don't have at home. If you do, that's cool. If not, you can get it at Walmart. I think Aldi makes like their own brand of it. You can get it at Target. It's a little bit more expensive, so it just depends where you buy it. But these are the Kodiak cakes, protein, power cakes, flapjack, and waffle mix. The second thing you're gonna need is also the most important, and that is just some all-purpose flour. I haven't really, obviously I only made fried chicken once, but I haven't tried frying chicken with any other types of flours. But if you've had success, then do that, that's fine. This is just what I have on hand and it's cheap, so. As far as small things for the recipe that you're gonna need some oil of your choice, whatever you like to fry in. Again, I just go with this because it's cheap. And you're gonna need some apple cider vinegar. Obviously, because it's chicken and waffles, you're gonna need syrup. We're gonna use a sugar-free syrup just to keep the calories lower, and you could also use just regular syrup. And then spices you're gonna need black pepper, salt, classics in every single recipe. And then you're gonna need onion powder, garlic powder, and cayenne. And then lastly, you're gonna need almond milk. You can use regular milk if you want, but this is just what I do because I don't really like to drink cow's milk, and it's lower calorie. So we're actually gonna use this to make our buttermilk. I didn't know until like 2 weeks ago that you could make buttermilk out of almond milk, which is pretty cool. So I'll show you how to do that, and that just keeps the recipe overall lower. And then if you don't really like to consume dairy, it's a great alternative if you like to make things with buttermilk. So even if you don't make this meal, it's just good to know how to make it. And then I'm not gonna show you the raw chicken we have sitting out because it's disgusting. Okay, so first we're gonna take our 1 cup of almond milk. That should be plenty for this. Do 1 cup. And then you're gonna take 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, or really whatever type of vinegar you have is gonna be fine. You just need something that's gonna act as an agent to curdle the milk. I'm gonna do 2. Okay, and then just mix it. And you're gonna let that go for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something. Basically, just go ahead and prepare the rest of the recipe, and then you can come back to the buttermilk when you need it, and it'll be perfectly ready. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the pancake mix. I just have mine in a Tupperware to keep it fresher. But for just myself, to make 1 waffle, I'm gonna add 1 serving, which is like 53 grams. There we go. That's 53 grams. That's all there is. Okay, so I kind of just add liquid until it looks right. When I make it in a waffle maker, I like it a little bit runnier so that it fills all of the panels. So you're just gonna mix that. I mean, who doesn't know how to make a waffle, am I right? Probably someone. Okay, see, that's like probably a good consistency for a pancake, but for a waffle, I'm gonna add in a little. Okay, so then I'm just gonna set this over with the buttermilk, and we're gonna work on our chicken. Now we're gonna add in about like 180 grams. That's about 1.5 cups of flour, but again, if you're using a food scale, it's about 180 grams. And this is gonna be for the chicken batter. Okay. So here's where it's up to your discretion. I'm big on seasonings, so I'm gonna add like quadruple what the original recipe I found calls for, just because I feel like otherwise you wouldn't taste it. So I'm gonna add like a tablespoon of every spice. Then I'm just gonna like generously salt it. Like, how do you measure salt if it's in a grinder? So I'm just gonna go till my little heart's content. Same with pepper. Okay, so apparently the secret key to like the best fried chicken is actually to drizzle a 1/4 cup of buttermilk into your batter before you like toss the tenders. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Do I look like I just sneezed 12 times?
No, maybe once.
Okay, so now you're just gonna marinate your chicken in the buttermilk while your oil heats up, and then you're ready to roll. Okay, so I don't really like to handle raw chicken, so I'm gonna let Josh fry this. He does a better job anyway. So I'm gonna switch over to showing how he does it, which is, all right, so he's gonna add, is it 1 inch?
It's like
oil?
1/2 inch.
1/2 inch of
1/4
oil.
inch, maybe.
Okay, so pro tip is like set up your assembly line. We've got our buttermilk chicken, our flour mixture, our oil, and then the final plate that it's gonna go to. This just kind of keeps mess at a minimum since this is kind of fast paced. So to tell if your oil is ready, you can just drop some dry flour in, and if it starts bubbling pretty vigorously, you know your oil is ready. Kind of like that. All right, so we're gonna take our first tender out of the buttermilk into the mix. And you can coat it pretty generously. I mean, it just depends on how bready you like your chicken. So like I was saying, you wanna drizzle that buttermilk into the batter, and that's gonna give you this effect. So you're gonna wanna set your timer when you drop this in. And we usually do that for about 4 minutes per side. So when that 4 minutes is up, you're just gonna flip it over, and oh yes, she's beautiful. Shout out to people who got us a gift card to Bed Bath & Beyond for our wedding, because we bought this waffle maker and it's the best thing in the entire world. So we just use an olive oil spray to make sure that this is coated and that our waffles don't stick. And then you're just gonna spoon the batter in.